Welcome to the Dance Entrepreneurship Podcast, the podcast for studio owners, independent teachers, and all those bringing dance to their community. Each week, we talk money, mindset, and self-care. Let's get started. Hey guys, I want to talk to you today about which opinions you value. So let me unpack that. When I say whose opinion or which opinion do you value, I want you to think about each time that you have an idea for a program, a service, anything that you do within your business, maybe it's a website change, and you come up with these ideas, maybe you sketch it out, you write it all down, you spend some time dreaming it up while you're in the car, and then you go and share that idea or program, whatever it is. You share that with someone, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's a friend, and then they say something, and whether you anticipated it or not, you may or may not like their opinion and their feedback. And further, you really should be discerning about whether or not you value that opinion. So this is what I want to say. I've seen this happen to many dance studio owners and many business owners in general. In fact, I've seen it and heard it from people who are wannabe entrepreneurs, but they haven't gotten there yet. They have this concept, this idea, and they share it with other people, whether in person, on the phone, online. And for whatever reason, people either go gung-ho, they're all for it, they want to tell the world, they want to help you market it, they want to be a part of that launch, or they say, I don't like the idea, or maybe you should do this, and I think you should change that, and I really don't like the title, and the colors are really blah. And so you see what happens is you get all these opinions, and they can destroy your enthusiasm sometimes. They can make you think twice about what the heck you're doing and maybe think that it was a dumb idea after all. And some people just straight out shoot down your ideas and you feel rejected. And based on the amount of value you put on that person's opinion can affect your outcome and your thoughts. So I, for one, have had some ideas where I wanted to do something within my business and I've gotten feedback like, well, that's ambitious. Or, yeah, I heard other people have tried to do that and basically it's impossible. I've also heard people say, well, that's a really dumb idea. Why would you do that? That was one of my favorite. They said, whose bright idea was this? And I had to, in each of those moments, decide if I was going to put much value on the opinion of those other people. You see, some of the people who have given me opinions have been loved ones. They've been my family members, my mother, my sister, my husband, my best friend, and other people are just other people. People in the community or people who I'm associated with. And when we go about the process of launching something new, it's very easy to get caught up in other people's opinions and put too much value on those opinions. And this is why this can be a problem, right? It's a problem not because you want people to always support you 100% regardless of what you're offering, but because it can distract you from what is most important in business and whose opinion is the most valuable. If you don't test it in the market, you don't actually know if anybody's going to buy it. Let the market decide if that's a great offer and a great program, if that's the right price point. Let the market determine if that idea is a great idea and they want to be a part of it and sign up right away. Let the market decide if they want to subscribe. Let the market decide if they want to pay a little extra for this added layer of service. And when you value what the market says, it then leads you into more successful customer service. You know why? Because you're listening to the customer. You're listening to the market and what it is that they say that they need. After all, creating a business is about creating something that fills a need, and then you get paid for it. The moment you stop serving a client base, the moment you stop being relevant in the market, is the moment that your business will fail. We've all heard of music and video stores. They were thriving in the 80s and 90s. They were in every mall, every shopping center, strip malls, big malls. They were standalone stores. They did all these things. And they continued to push their product and services and ideas. But what happened when Netflix came along and said, well, we'll just ship the videos on DVD right to you? What happened when Napster came along and said, you can just download the music that you want without getting the entire album on your own computer? So many of these stores ignored the actual market. They kept going on and on with, well, I think it's a great idea. So-and-so thought it was a great idea. We're going to keep going ahead. This is what we're doing. And they ignored the customer. Because nobody is going to Blockbuster Video anymore, right? Who's going to For Your Entertainment in the mall? These things quickly became outdated once the newest trend in what the market was looking for was being offered. It was being offered in response to what the consumers wanted. So you see, in that case, in those two examples, by not valuing the market's opinion, those companies suffered great losses. So we have an opportunity with each new idea that we present. We have an opportunity to decide whose opinion matters more, which one we're going to value more. And I have to say this because it might be painfully so, but perhaps the opinion of your spouse or your best friend or your sister or office manager is not the opinion that you should be putting value in. The value of the opinion needs to be weighed. You have to decide. You also have to decide when it's appropriate to separate family and friendship from business. Because family and friendship is one thing. It's a valuable part of our lives. And business is an entirely different thing. When our businesses don't do well, our relationships can actually suffer. You see, you might be getting pressure from your spouse and judgment from your spouse because they want you to do something because they see how much money your business is or isn't making. You might get opinions from your friends because either they're not making the money that you're making, they assume something about you that may or may not be true, they have an opinion, but they don't have the background and they're not even involved in the dance industry, or maybe they're not even an entrepreneur. And so while there is value in everyone's opinion, it doesn't mean that the value has to be the highest in your mind. I want you to think about this because there's so many times we're influenced by the thoughts and the ideas of other people. Sometimes people even get offended if we don't take their advice, if we don't heed their opinion. But you have to remember the market is what determines it. Now, you might even see this when it comes to business partnerships. Perhaps you're doing something with another entity, and maybe it's to help you grow your business, to help you develop new things and reach a wider audience. But you see, what can happen is they will change your program. They'll change your marketing. They'll change your approach. And it might actually fall out of alignment from what you originally thought it was going to be. And so it's so important that you focus on the value and the opinion of the market. That's why things like pilot programs and A/B testing is so good, right? Because you get to actually see what the market demands wants, is looking for, where the gaps are, and where you can create a business to fill that need. I encourage you right now, today, to think about whose opinion do I value? Whose opinion did I take into consideration more than the market, only to find that that was not the right choice? Because, my friend, we can make these mistakes and learn from them. I've done that. At one point, a loved one told me which printer to buy for my studio. In fact, I wanted a multifunction printer for my studio because I want to make copies, print things out, and be able to scan things. And this person convinced me otherwise, that no, you don't really need to do that. You could do that from home and get a simple printer that's not multifunction. Now, I know this is a smaller example. It was only a few $100s, but I will tell you, for 6 years, I regretted that dang purchase. I knew what I wanted and what I wanted to do, but I didn't do it because I valued somebody else's opinion. And every time I needed to scan something in, every time I wanted to make a copy for someone, it pissed me off. So, here's the deal. I want you to take the time today and every day to figure out whose opinion you value and why. If you're a dance studio owner, listen up. It's time to kickstart your fall season with confidence. Join me for a virtual fall kickoff designed exclusively for dance studio owners like you. Let's navigate the upcoming season together with group journaling, goal setting, and expert coaching. Discover fresh perspectives, gain actionable insights, and ignite your passion for dance. You're going to leave this workshop feeling inspired and equipped to create a thriving studio. Join me on September 10th at 10 a.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss this opportunity to connect with fellow studio owners, share your challenges, and celebrate your successes. Let's make this fall your most successful season yet. Visit gingerhaithcox.com/events to sign up today. Hey there, this is Ginger. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. If you loved it, subscribe so you never miss an episode. And please share it with a friend and leave us a 5-star review so more people can discover the show. Resources can be found at gingerhaithcox.com, and you can find me on Instagram at haithcoxbiz.